Dan Oliver, Sean Flynn, and Alden Kodash at Palm Beach County PAL, boxing under the stars. And we have got our 6th bout of the evening on tap here. We'll show you from the ring. Our ring announcer, Stephen Ferreira, will introduce the next 2 boxers.
Okay, folks, here we go. In the red corner, fighting from Port St. Lucie Gym, we have Hernandez. And fighting in the blue corner, from Palm Beach PAL, Royal Palm Beach, Michael Carter.
Okay, so it's Cotter in the blue versus Hernandez in the red. Port St. Lucie takes on Royal Palm Beach here at Palm Beach County PAL Boxing Under the Stars. A couple of 148-pounders here, 158-pounders rather, and 14-year-olds. So at least they're even physically, but we shall see how it goes in the ring.
Definitely. I think actually Michael Cotter from the blue corner, I think that might have been a mistake. He's from Square Circle.
I did hear someone in the ring say that, so.
I'm pretty familiar, and by looking at the coaches, I think that would be accurate.
Okay. So Square Circle it is for Cotter.
And speaking of Cotter, came out really, really, really strong.
Yeah, definitely. He's landing a lot of punches and throwing a lot of punches. You got to wonder if he's able to maintain this pace, as we've seen earlier in the night, where boxers come out very quickly and aren't able to last at that pace in the 2nd and 3rd round.
You know, and earlier tonight, I wanted to say that when that happens, a lot of times it won't go the distance. It will usually end in a stoppage, and it's tough to make that prediction until you see the conditioning of these 2 young men.
That is true. Definitely, unless a boxer makes a strategic adjustment, if they're fighting at this pace, it's very unusual to see them last the whole duration without showing some wear and tear, and sometimes that results in a stoppage.
Well, Cotter, to me, appears to be getting the better of it at the moment, throwing a lot more punches.
No, you're definitely right. And if Caesar, and he's going to show us here soon, if Caesar is in excellent condition, you know, hopefully he'll be able to sustain what he's sustaining at this point.
And that'll be the end of round 1. We're at a 1.5-minute round for each round in this bout. And sometimes the rounds are 2 minutes, sometimes they're 3 minutes, sometimes they're a minute and a half. Who decides this?
Alden, I'll let you answer that.
Yeah.
Based on age, I would say.
Based on age, the 15 and 16-year-olds box 2-minute rounds, the 13 and 14-year-olds box a minute and a half, and anyone under than that boxes 1-minute rounds. So it seems that we'll see at least a minute and a half rounds. All these boxers are above 13. And right here you see Cotter really putting a lot of punches on Cesar Hernandez and not really giving him a chance to counterpunch and respond to that. So good round for Michael Cotter.
Yeah, Hernandez finally got in a punch to kind of punch his way out of the corner there, but definitely took a lot of punches in that barrage by Cotter. So here we are. We start round 2, and much the way we started round 1, with punches flying.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you see the head snap back by Hernandez from the punches from Cotter. I wouldn't be surprised if we have an 8 count here sooner than later.
I think that would be in his best interest. It seems like he's getting hit with too many punches. And on top of that, he's not really switching up his strategy. He's still fighting in the boxing in the pocket, and not circling enough to allow himself to avoid those punches.
Well, Cotter, to his credit, or maybe not to his advantage, is certainly not backing away and is certainly forcing the action in the center of the ring.
You know, I just saw a really good double jab right hand by Cesar Hernandez there. That caught my attention, you know, which shows me that there is some skill there. And like Alden said, strategy-wise, you coming from the Boca Pal and how you guys move and operate with the sweet science. I'd love to see Hernandez definitely change strategies here a little bit and move a little more.
Yeah, I definitely think he would be better inclined to box on the outside and use his jab and not engage in as looping of shots, maybe use more straight punches. Because Michael Cotter is throwing many looping punches that can be easily countered by straight counter punches. Like that.
And that'll end the second round. And Cotter definitely the busier boxer in this match between 158-pounders from Port St. Lucie and from Square Circle Boxing. Let's take a listen into the corners.
But he leaves the middle wide open. If you want to hurt him, you're going to have to hit him with an uppercut. All right? And I mean, like one of those.
How do you know you want to hurt off? All right, listen, breathe. The last round.
Here's some action from the second round.
As an example of those looping shots by Cotter that Alden mentioned, both of them throwing looping shots there.
Yeah, Hernandez getting in a few punches there. So taking Alden's device and kind of get some punches in between those roundhouses. So the third and final round looks to us like Michael Cotter has the advantage. And he starts out once again in a flurry.
It doesn't look like Cesar Hernandez is going to change his strategy, but if he's going to box in the pocket and he's going to box toe-to-toe with Michael Cotter, I think in this case he'd be well inclined to use the uppercut, unlike the situation in the last bout. Boxing at that distance is very suitable for an uppercut to sneak in between the guard and do some damage to his opponent.
Speaking of that, he threw 3 of them, one of them to the body, right as you were saying that, Hernandez, as far as the uppercut.
Hernandez looked a little arm-weary in that last exchange. And if you don't think boxing 3 rounds is tough physically, try it.
And the thing is, a lot of these boxers, they spar a lot more than they box in the ring. They spar 4 rounds, 5 rounds, 3-minute rounds even. But the fact that they're boxing under the lights in front of the crowd and have that anticipation of the event really makes it much more draining than a sparring session would be, physically.
Okay, closing moments of the third round.
Really a great effort from both boxers, especially Cesar Hernandez going through so many of these punches and still giving it everything he has.
Yes. Both of these boxers have definitely earned their pay, even though they don't get paid.
You know, it's tough for me with, in my personal philosophy, it's when you see boxers take that many punches, it's tough for me as a coach with my opinion and my philosophy. I don't know about you, Alden, to see that. You'd like to see a little bit more of the science. You'd like to see a little bit more movement. Although the fans always love to see a Rocky Balboa episode where they stand in there and do that, but it's kind of actually hard for me to watch sometimes.
I think especially when you got boxers as young as these guys, 13, 14 years old, you really want to see them avoid punches as much as they can so they can really develop the sweet science and definitely be better suited to box heavier guys in the future and stronger opponents where taking all those punches wouldn't be in their best interest.
Here's some third round action.
There's the uppercut.
Throws another one.
Both guys getting a little tired at that point. So we believe that Mr. Cotter will welcome back a victory, and we shall see. Here we go.
The winner by unanimous decision goes to the blue corner.
Michael Cotter with a victory here at Palm Beach County PAL Boxing Under the Stars. Some terrific matches and more to come. So make sure you check them all out on our website.